The Jarkioli-Hebbalkar tussle takes a brand new turn. A loan given by Lakshmi Hebbalkar to Ramesh Jarkioli's brother appears to be the root cause of the issues. Chikbalapura MLA K. Sudhakar backs for the return of Siddaramaiah as Chief Minister, says funds are not being released on time for development of projects.
काम की बात करो, मन की बात यार को बेकागिल्ला.
Zamir Ahmed Khan takes a swipe at Narendra Modi over the rising prices of fuel. A show of strength attempted by MK Alagiri and his supporters in Chennai, opposition to MK Stalin by his older brother. An 88-year-old man to begin his doctoral studies in literature, Koppal resident serves as an inspiration to aspirants of advanced education. Hello and welcome to News9. I'm Nikhil Vasuki. We begin with some big news on the political front. Zamir Ahmed Khan reacts on the coalition government. He says, and I quote, "Coalition government will complete 5 years." The BJP is daydreaming about the government's collapse. This is what Zamir Ahmed Khan has stated. The BJP is erroneous in its thinking that the coalition government will collapse and it is here to stay for 5 years, will complete a full 5-year term. This is what Zamir Ahmed Khan has stated. The BJP is daydreaming about the government's collapse and it's wishful thinking that the coalition government will collapse. Let's listen to what Zamir Ahmed Khan said.
ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಕನಸು ನೋಡ್ರೆ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಲಿ ಅಗ್ರ ಕನಸು ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ನೋಡಿಲ್ವ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪ ಅವರು 15 ದಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ 3ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, 10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೇನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಯಕರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖಂಡರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು ಮಾನ್ಯ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ 5 ವರ್ಷ ಅಂತ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಘೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 5 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಸರ್ಕಾರ 5 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
So here we have Zamir Ahmed Khan stating that it's wishful thinking that the government will collapse. It is here to stay for 5 years and the BJP is just visiting a pipe dream, harboring unfounded ambition that the people of Karnataka will be voting them back in and properly so. This is what Zamir Ahmed Khan stated while on a tour of the district of Hubballi.
ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ನೋಡಿಲ್ವ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪ ಅವರು 15 ದಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ 3ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, 10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಏನೇನೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಯಕರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖಂಡರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಹೈಕಮಾಂಡ್.
Well, seems to be a flurry of comments on various issues from Zamir Ahmed Khan. He's downplayed dissidents among Belgavi Congress leaders this time round. He said that all parties have misunderstandings and this was just one of them. He also sought to state that Lakshmi Hebbalkar and Ramesh Jarkioli will resolve their issues successfully without any hindrance. Let's listen to what he said precisely on this matter as well.
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಣ್ಣ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲೂ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಟ್ಟ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಸಹಜ. ಈಗ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಹೆಬ್ಬಾಳ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಮಹಿಳಾ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು, ಅವ್ರು ಮೊದಲೇ ಬಾರಿ MLA ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ರಮೇಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರು ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಟ್ಟ ಸಹಜ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಟ್ಟ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಸಹಜ. ಅದು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು.
So this is what Zamir Ahmed said, that in families difficulties do arise. There's nothing to be read into, and such difficulties, such differences will solve each other and eventually die out. There is nothing to be read into this sort of a discord.
ಈಗ ರಮೇಶ್ ಜಾರಕಿಹೊಳಿ ಅವರು ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಟ್ಟ ಸಹಜ, ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಪಟ್ಟ ಭಿನ್ನಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಸಹಜ. ಅದು ಸರಿಪಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ.
So while we're on the topic of this perceived dissent, at least in Belgavi Congress unit, this discord that has appeared between Lakshmi Hebbalkar and the Jarkioli brothers, it appears, according to sources, that a money issue seems to have led to dissent between Lakshmi Hebbalkar and Ramesh Jarkioli. This is what sources are indicating, that Lakshmi Hebbalkar had lent 90 crore rupees to a brother of Ramesh Jarkioli to set up a sugar factory. Hebbalkar had taken 225 crore rupees on lien from various banks in order to set up these sugar factories. Ramesh Jarkioli's brother has reportedly not returned the 90 crore rupees plus interest to Hebbalkar. While in all of this, it appears that former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah himself had tried to intervene but had failed to bring some sort of consensus, some sort of a bridge between the Jakioli brothers and Lakshmi Hebbalkar. So there is that issue that seems to have come about, a more personal issue that seems to have come into the way of a professional relationship that the Jakioli brothers and Lakshmi Hebbalkar are expected to share in order to strengthen the Congress in the district of Belagavi. Now, sources are indicating another issue, that the Deputy Chief Minister city rounds are not merely just to see how the city is going, but an exercise ahead of cabinet action. The Deputy Chief Minister city rounds are an attempt to save Bengaluru development portfolio. This is what sources are indicating. Sources are also stating that Parmeshwara's aides have advised him to understand the city better. There is also a belief that Ramalinga Reddy, former Home Minister, is likely to lobby for the portfolio of Bengaluru development. Dr. G. Parmeshwara is trying hard to keep Ramalinga Reddy at bay. This is what sources are indicating as well. So, Parmeshwara was visiting various parts of the city over the last 2 days, especially Halsuru. Yesterday, Arun Sundaram joins me on the phone right now. Arun, if sources are to believe, if this is an act of PR, so to speak, to strengthen Parmeshwara's resolve and his continuation as Bengaluru Development Minister, why does it require advice from his aides to actually do what the job actually entails?
Well, yesterday we did come across an incident which kind of derailed this PRS exercise. And if sources are to be believed, Nikhil, it's a bit of a bother, because instead of resorting to such PRS exercise, you should get down to the bottom of it. We are ill prepared for the monsoons. It's a known, accepted fact of life. And there is this persistent threat that's coming in from the IMD saying that the month of September, you could see the horrific rains that the city experienced last year reappearing this month again. So if that is the case, why is the city not prepared for it, but why are you insistent on undertaking these kind of photo opportunities? It is a little bit of a regressive step, to say the least. And obviously, if you were to juxtapose these two developments, suggesting that there could be a probable cabinet expansion and a new leader, an incumbent legislator who's already served the government in various capacities could be making a comeback, and he could be given the responsibility of shouldering the development and growth of the city of Bengaluru, then you can understand that probably the idea is to create or whip up a lot of positive vibes and sentiments in favor of the incumbent minister, so that that portfolio does not slip out of your hands. So, therefore, it does look like it is an exercise, but whether it is in vain or whether it is productive, that is something that only time can tell, Nikhil.
Well, at the same time, we're hearing airwaves that Ramalinga Reddy is lobbying for that very same berth as well. He had previously held the home portfolio, but now lobbying for Bengaluru development as well. The perception that the Deputy Chief Minister is trying to save his seat on the table, if I may use that expression, that particularly the Bengaluru development portfolio seat, seems to beg the question over here. So what if it goes on to somebody else? We're all part of the same party. Is that not a perspective the Congress would enjoy portraying?
Well, Nikhil, there are different ways you could look at it. Remember, there was one group of ministers who were elected in the first time. Then there are other ministers or legislators who are waiting in the wings. Some of them have said there can be only one cabinet elevation. You cannot have a reshuffle and then, or a cabinet expansion. That does not count as being inducted into the cabinet. That's one way of looking at it. To say that, look, the portfolio that I have to hand it over to somebody who's a newbie or a new joinee will not find favor with many people. And remember, there are lots of merits associated with the fact that you are a Bangalore Development Minister. You get it. It is a very important pride of positions, if I can use that phrase, Nikhil. You get an opportunity to rub shoulders with the who's who of the IT metropolis. You are able to reflect on a lot of thoughts. But on ground, whether things really will work in favor of the people of the city of Bengaluru, that's $1 million question. Perhaps that is something which will get swept along with the garbage into a huge pile of expectations. Nothing else will happen. But then there is this niggling suspicion or fear that I will lose a portfolio. I don't want to give it up. So it could also be a possible reason as to why this kind of an exercise was undertaken, Nikhil.
Thank you, Arun, for joining us with these insights. So certainly, is there a battle for the position of Bengaluru development? Well, the vibes certainly seem to be giving that impression. We have some big news coming in. Swami Agnivesh has blamed the Sanatan Sanstha for the murder of Gauri Lankesh. Latest message coming in from Agnivesh: Sanatan Sanstha must be banned. A call made by Agnivesh. He also said that Sanatan Sanstha is not a religious organization. It is a bomb-making organization. Swami Agnivesh has been one of the foremost critics of ideological murders, and he stated that Sanatan Sanstha is responsible for the murder of Gauri Lankesh and must be banned. It is not a religious organization, it is but a bomb-making organization. He made this comment on today, given that today marks the first anniversary of the murder of scribe Gauri Lankesh on the night of the 5th of September 2017 outside her Rajarajeshwari Nagar home. Was shot to death several times by an individual who is said to have some ties with the right-wing organization. So, fresh comments coming in from Swami Agnivesh. Meanwhile, hundreds of people and activists have gathered at Maurya Circle on the death anniversary of Gauri Lankesh. The Gauri Memorial Trust is holding a meet to demand a ban on the organization behind Gauri Lankesh's murder. It's been 1 year, and right at the grave of Gauri Lankesh at Chamrajpet were many who supported her, who supported her cause, her words, her writings, her criticisms of right-wing ideologies. And many were gathered there, including Swami Agnivesh, Prakash Raj, and other activists to remember Gauri Lankesh. They called for a ban on the organizations involved in Gauri Lankesh's murder. Many of those who had gathered were rationalists, and they also were scheduled to march from Maurya Circle to Raj Bhavan to submit a memorandum to the governor. Among those present were Prakash Rai and Jignesh Mevani, who attended this meeting. Meanwhile, as the death of Gauri Lankesh has completed 1 year since it happened, more details have emerged in the probe involving the murder. 45 people were reportedly trained to eliminate rationalists. This is a finding by the SIT on the basis of interrogations of some of these people who are said to be part of the 45. These 45 people were also said to have been trained in the jungles of Belgavi right from the year 2010. So what were they trained in? The sources are indicating that the training was in the effective use of firearms, in the use of explosive materials, and making of controlled explosives and bombs, as well as the training was also in ideological discourses. All of this was happening from the year 2010 itself, and the prime targets were rationalists and those who were criticizing religious ideologies and other issues that seem to have caused polarization across the country. Among those who were murdered, other than Gauri Lankesh, were M.M. Kalburgi, Govind Pansare and Narendra Dabolkar. And these 45 individuals are reportedly being trained by a group of individuals who have some common link with each other and the 4 murders, including that of Gauri Lankesh, the latest one of them all, which took place on the 5th of September 2017. We'll now slip into a short break. More news and updates are on the other side. Stay with us.
मामा जमीन पे लेटना इतना अच्छा क्यों लगता है?
माता भूमि ही पुत्रो हम पृथिव्यः।
मतलब?
धरती भी तो हमारी माँ है ना। वैसे हमारे घर का फर्श भी हमें एक और माँ से जोड़ता है, गौ माता से, क्योंकि मैं पतंजलि गौनाइल से ही फर्श साफ रखती हूँ, जिसमें है पाइन ऑयल, वचा, लेमन ग्रास एवं पवित्र गौमूत्र की कीटाणुनाशक शक्ति और बेमिसाल सफाई।
The great Honda Fest is here. Buy any Honda car, get exciting offers and win a fully paid trip to London and Paris.
ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಗಂಡು 64ನೇ ಅವನು.
ದೇವ್ರೆ, ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಗಂಡತ್ರ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಆಗೋಗ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ, ನಂಗೂ ಟೀ ಮಾಡ್ ಸಾಕಾಗೋಗಿದೆ.
Introducing Kamdhenu Next. Double ribs interlock steel. जो दे 2.5 गुना ज्यादा bond strength. Kamdhenu Next. Next generation interlock steel.
Big news coming in. Motorists face the brunt of district administration's confusing statement. That's the latest coming in. This has to do with Shiradi Ghat. Vehicles plying towards Shiradi Ghat have been halted. Vehicles moving towards Mangaluru have been stopped near Gundia checkpost. A little bit of a confusion with regard to what is allowed, what is not, especially with Shiradi Ghat having experienced several instances of landslides and are still rendered dangerous to drive upon. And motorists are facing a lot of confusion on this. What appears to be conflicting opinions and conflicting instructions and directives that are being spread out in the area. Can they go towards Mangaluru or not? Well, they're being stopped near the Gundia checkpost and a clarification has been sought, but many have been traveling large distances and have still not got any clarity. Now here are visuals of this massive traffic jam. Those vehicles that were originally to ply through Shiradi Ghat with the drivers having gotten the impression that it was okay to ply on these roads, they are being stopped on the Gundia checkpost on the way to Mangaluru. So this has certainly caused a great deal of confusion while we're seeing a large police van coming in as well. The directive being confusing has given rise to the question, is it safe after all to travel on these roads? Earlier there was also a deterrent for any movement on this road until the 9th of September. What happened to that particular rule? That also remains to be seen. But restricted movement taking place and many persons have travelled several hundred miles to get there and with no notification to the contrary.
Sir, hello. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಂಡ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Big news on the political front. B.S. Yediyurappa has refuted allegations of H.D. Kumaraswamy. Now, Kumaraswamy had alleged that the BJP is seeking to destabilize the government. Yediyurappa said, "We are not trying to destabilize the government. We are busy with our own court cases." CM must not make irresponsible comments. This is what B.S. Yediyurappa had stated, that the BJP has no interest or no requirement to destabilize the government. There is no effort or need to go in that direction, and that the party is busy with their own court cases, and the Chief Minister must refrain from making irresponsible comments. Now, the Chief Minister had earlier said that the BJP is trying to destabilize the government, allegations which Yediyurappa has sought to debunk. Let's listen in to what the state BJP chief had to say.
ಐಟಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥ ಬಾಲಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವರನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪುತ್ರ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈ ತನಿಖಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅತಂತ್ರ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಆರೋಪ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಯಿಂದ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ನಮಗೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಸಂಬಂಧ? ಯಾವ ಐಟಿ ಯಾವ ಇಡಿ ನಮಗೇನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ? ಅನಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಗೊಂದಲ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಖುಷಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಪರಾಧಿ ಸ್ಥಾನ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸುವಂಥ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾದರೂ ಪುರಾವೆಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಮಗೇನು ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ? ನಾವೇ ನಮ್ಮದು ಹೈಕೋರ್ಟು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ನಾವೇ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು.
Michael Vijay joins me on the phone for more on this. Michael, on one hand, it appears that B.S. Yediyurappa is trying to push that image that the BJP is there as a competent opposition that will question and criticize the government at every step of the way. We've been seeing that a lot, but Kumaraswamy seems to have an opposite impression that there is a concerted effort to destabilize the government, try to poach people, apply Operation Lotus. At some point, the role of the opposition does come under question over here. How would you comment on this?
Nikhil, what B.S. Yediyurappa is saying, he had always maintained, even in the last few months, he has said that we are not resorting to Operation Kamla, we are not resorting to Operation Lotus. It is not our business to poach people from either the Congress or the JDS, because the Congress and JDS are at loggerheads, and the government will fall off because of its own problems. B.S. Yediyurappa at the moment is saying we are focused on solving or tackling our own issues. That is what he has been saying. But why Kumaraswamy probably is targeting the BJP is because in what is not seen, the subtext to the whole plot or behind the scenes events, that is probably not coming to the fore. There are rumors, there are speculations, there are talks, that there are a lot of discussions happening. There's a lot of chatter between members of the JDS, the Congress, as well as the BJP. There is a lot of talk. Even senior leaders of the BJP, as well as the Congress and the JDS, are said to be in, not so much the JDS as much as the Congress, are said to be in talks, saying, giving the impression that the BJP is trying to scuttle this government. That is where Kumaraswamy's statements are coming from. Because what he has felt also is that the constant questions by the constant statements by the BJP saying that the HDK, that the coalition government will fall, constantly harping on that. H.D. Kumaraswamy feels that the BJP is up to something, although on the face of it they seem to be putting up a very sincere image that, or a very saying that they're not up to anything. But in the background, this is what H.D. Kumaraswamy suspects. So this is the reason why he's probably making these comments. And B.S. Yediyurappa, there is no real proof that there is any sort of poaching going on. But all that we know is that it's all happening in the background. But then you don't have proof of that. So B.S. Yediyurappa is justified in saying that it's not that we aren't doing anything, we are not up to anything. We are trying to tackle our own problems. We are focused on the own challenges facing our party. So why would we bother about the HDK Kumaraswamy government? That is what B.S. Yediyurappa's stand is. That's what he's been constantly saying. But having said that, again, I bring this point, you have to note this point, that there are speculations that senior leaders of the Congress and the BJP are involved in talks. Now, it's This rumor did the rounds right from when the portfolios were distributed. It has been doing the rounds since then, and it is also doing the rounds now. Now, it's quite obvious that there will be talks about poaching, there will be talks about switching of loyalties, because there are so many disgruntled MLAs in both the Congress and the JDS that they haven't been given ministers' berths, they haven't been given portfolios, and the cabinet expansion is being delayed. It'll be held somewhere towards the end of this month. So till that time, there is always talk that, and there is a threat that the leaders will switch parties, they will switch loyalties. So that's the reason probably also why H.D. Kumaraswamy feels uncomfortable. He feels that the BJP is behind this entire scenario, and he feels that the BJP is trying to poach people, trying to bring down the government. That's the reason why probably H.D. Kumaraswamy is saying this. But on the face of it, the BJP is maintaining, says that it has absolutely no ulterior motives. It is not poaching anybody from either the Congress or the BJP. But in the background, what seems to be happening, if that can be confirmed, if there is some element of truth in the speculations that are doing the rounds, that there are talks between the senior leaders, then H.D. Kumaraswamy's statements can be justified, Nikhil.
Thank you, Michael, for bringing us these insights. So certainly the role of the opposition has come under question, but B.S. Yediyurappa has constantly been trying to assert the fact that the opposition is here to be critical of the government, but not to destabilize it. Now, the Chief Minister Kumaraswamy was attending a congress, an Indian Technology Congress at NIMHANS. It was supposed to start at 10 a.m., but he arrived at 12:30 p.m. This certainly caused a great deal of rankling among those who had gathered over there, but he eventually made it at 12:30 and honored the chief guest as well. But many had been left waiting for him, and eventually, while he did arrive at 12:30, the place was pretty much half empty, with several of the students having left. Some students, while waiting, had fallen asleep. Not just students, even several senior members of the technology community were found looking at their watches. Yet another instance where the Chief Minister was left with an embarrassing situation where he just made people wait with not much of a regard for time and efficiency in attending public functions. Even the chief guest was left waiting. He was later seen receiving an explanation from the Chief Minister over the latter's tardiness.
Lifetime Achievement Award. We have the next from.
And that's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. We leave you with weird news.
We have seen many artworks, but this one is unique indeed. Well, encaustic is artwork using wax. Look what she does. These girls are mischievous. Look at what they do.